Right, Shalom. Shalom. Kala la yamla ya hawa ba Hashem ya Shai ba Hashem Kodash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace and blessings to the elect. Alright, this here is Amma 1 from the Great Millstone camp in Trinidad. And name of this lesson is out of the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses let every word be established. Going back to the scripture in Deuteronomy 19 chapter and 15 verse. It says, one witness shall not rise up against a man for any iniquity or for any sin. In any sin that he sinneth, at the mouth of 2 witnesses or at the mouth of 3 witnesses shall the matter be established. Job 15 verse 5. For thy mouth uttereth iniquity, for thy mouth uttereth thine iniquity, and thou choosest the tongue of the crafty. Thine own mouth condemneth thee, and not I, yea, thine own lips testify against thee. Psalm 64 verse 7. But the Most High shall shoot at them with an arrow, suddenly shall they be wounded. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. Out of the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses shall every word be established. Now this going into what? The microchip being the mark of the beast. And the Most High say also, his own tongue, meaning his own people who he was confederate with, will snitch on him, will come out and reveal his secrets, reveal his sins, reveal his plans, reveal the things that he planning to do, which is his new world order. He's going to have people who, Edomites of his own kind, who so-called found Jesus and started talk the wickedness that the so-called white man would do, but the scriptures already back that up. Okay? And I'm going to play some videos that Edomites come out and so-called whistleblowers telling you what the plans that these Edomites have, the higher up, the elites. And that would be, going back to the law, out of the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses shall every word be established. Because they actually witnessed this devil say that or do that. Alright? They actually witnessed that. Insiders and whatnot come out and say what the witness with the Edomites, the elite, and what the plans is. So that would have to mean the microchip is the mark of the beast. Now let me go on. Play the videos. Okay. Because this brother here, Zabak, I was watching this video. Alright? I watch it out. Nobody believes Zabak about the mark of the beast. I watch out that video. But the scripture says, out of the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses shall every word be established. Now, I'm going to play this video. Microchip in humans. This was about from 8 years ago. Or longer than that.
Can a microscopic tag be implanted in a person's body to track his every movement? There's actual discussion about that. You will rule on that, mark my words, before your tenure is over. Can brain scans be used to determine whether a person is inclined toward criminality or violent behavior? You will rule on that.
Hey, one. This is Aaron Russo.
Create a one world government run by the banking industry, run by the bankers, and they're doing it.
Let me pull it back. This is a 10-minute excerpt from Alex Jones' recent interview with the late Aaron Russo. Aaron Russo is the producer of the movie Trading Places and America, Freedom to Fascism. In this interview, Aaron Russo reveals something.
The ultimate goal that these.
Yes, sir. In this interview, Aaron reveals some startling information about 9/11, the CFR, the global elite, and
the ultimate goal that these people have in mind is the goal to create a one world government run by the banking industry, run by the bankers, and they're doing it in sections. The European currency, the euro, and the European concept.
Keep in mind, Trading Places wasn't no small movie. There was big actors in that show. Eddie Murphy being one, Dan Aykroyd. It had the two Edomites, who was the rich, they being one, they being two. That actors. So this man wasn't no small time producer. He made it into Hollywood. He knew people in Hollywood. There's an actual picture of him, and I believe it's some Rockefeller, Nick Rockefeller, Lyman. Basically, they were buddies. Okay, so he knew what he was talking about.
Institution is one part of it. Now they're trying to.
So this is our second witness.
Do in America with the North America.
Because you just heard Salakia. You just heard what the people and them in the room just say. Can a microchip implant be put into the skin to track people on their every move? And he told them you will rule on that one day. There is one witness saying that the microchip is real. This is our next witness.
Union, right? And they want to create a new currency called the Amero, right? And the whole agenda is to create a one world government where everybody has an RFID chip implanted in them. All money is to be in those chips, right? There'll be no more cash. And this is giving me straight from Rockefeller himself. This is what they want to accomplish. And all money will be in your chips. And so instead of having cash, anytime you have money in your chip, they can take out whatever they want to take out whenever they want to. If they say you owe us this much money in taxes, they just deduct it out of your chip digitally.
Total control.
Total control. And if you're like me or you, and you're protesting what they're doing, they can just turn off your chip. And you have nothing. You can't buy food. You can't do anything. It's total control of the people.
And that chip's connected to a database that has your purchasing records, what you do,
everything is in there, you know? And so they want a one world government controlled by them, everybody being chipped, all your money in those chips, and they control the chips, and they control people, and you become a slave, you become a serf to these people. That's their goal, that's their intentions.
Eric, can you be specific about when you met Rockefeller, how it happened in these discussions?
I met Rockefeller through a female attorney I knew, who called me up one day and said, one of the Rockefellers would like to meet you. I had made a video called Mad as Hell, and he'd seen the video and wanted to meet me, and knew I was running for governor of Nevada. So sure, I'd love to meet him. And I met him, and I liked him, and he was a very, very smart man. And we used to talk and share ideas and thoughts. And he's the one who told me 11 months before 9/11 ever happened that there was going to be an event. Never told me what the event was going to be. But there was going to be an event. And out of that event, we were going to invade Afghanistan to run pipelines from the Caspian Sea. We were going to invade Iraq.
Well, you get the point. Right? The microchip. Okay? You see the point. Now, this is Carl Sanders speaking on it as well.
Data had been publicized.
Multe din lucrurile pe care noi le-am făcut, le-am cercetat cu această ocazie, au fost publicate.
And some men came to us that we were to find out were from the government.
Niște oameni au venit la noi și după aia am aflat mai târziu că erau din partea guvernului.
They were from the CIA and the FBI.
Veneau de la CIA și FBI.
And they asked us to develop a little microchip for identification.
Și ne-au cerut să proiectăm acest microchip pentru identificare.
This was to be used not in human beings, not in animals, but to be put in drug shipments to catch drug dealers.
Acest sistem urma să fie pus nu în animale sau în oameni, ci va fi pus cu transportul de droguri, de medicamente, ca să identifice pe traficanții de droguri.
They came with a lot of money.
Și au venit și mi-au oferit foarte mulți bani.
And so we were willing to do whatever we could.
Așa că am fost gata să facem tot ce ni s-a cerut.
I want to tell you at this point that I was not a Christian and I did not want anything to do with Christians.
La timpul acesta în care eu lucram la acest proiect, vreau să vă spun că nu eram credincios și nici nu vreau să am de-a face nimic cu credința în Dumnezeu și cu viața de credință.
But I had married a young lady who was a Christian.
Dar eram căsătorit cu o tânără femeie care era credincioasă.
She wasn't a very good Christian, so I thought I could take her out of that.
Nu era așa de grozavă creștină cu pisapăromie și am crezut că cu timpul am să pot să o scot de la viața de credință.
The problem was she had a mother-in-law.
Problema ei era că avea și
I had a mother-in-law, excuse me.
avea și o mamă ea, deci aveam și o soacră.
And she prayed for me.
Și mama soacră s-a rugat pentru mine.
I told her to leave me alone. I did not want her to pray.
I-am spus, lasă-mă în pace, nu vreau să te rogi pentru mine.
I moved as far away from her as I could get so I wouldn't have to listen to her prayers.
M-am mutat cât am putut de departe de ea ca să nu mai trebuie să ascult la rugăciunile ei.
God knows no distance in prayers.
Dar Dumnezeu nu cunoaște distanță atunci când cineva se roagă, când rugăciunea este la lucru.
Now that I've said that, I want to go back to the project.
Și pentru că v-am spus lucrul acesta, vreau să ne întoarcem la proiectul despre care am început să vorbim.
We had developed the first identification device.
Am proiectat și am conceput primul aparat de identificare.
And it was completed in the early 70s.
Și a fost completat acest proiect în începutul anilor 70.
They came back to us and they said, we want something better than that.
Și au venit înapoi la noi și ne-au spus, vrem ceva mai bun decât ce ați făcut până acum.
And so we said, if you have enough money, we can develop anything.
Și le-am spus, dacă aveți bani destui, nu putem să concepem orice, să proiectăm ce vreți voi.
I was not alone there. There were 100 people involved in the project.
Proiectul acesta nu era numai al meu, singur lucram la el. Erau 100 de oameni care lucrau împreună cu mine.
Some were from General Electric, some from Motorola.
Unii erau de la compania General Electric, alții de la Motorola.
Some were from the Bell Laboratories.
Alții de la laboratorul Bell.
Some were from the Boston Medical Center.
Și alții de la Centrul Medical din Boston.
And some were from Stanford University.
Și unii de la Universitatea Stanford.
My responsibility was project leader or the senior project engineer.
Și responsabilitatea mea eram conducătorul proiectului sau inginerul senior.
We began to work on the design of a microchip.
Și am început să lucrăm, să proiectăm acest microchip.
That when it was completed,
astfel încât a trebuit să fie, când a fost terminat,
was 0.75 millimeters in diameter.
Avea un diametru de 0,7 mm,
7 millimeters long.
7 mm lungime.
It was the size of 1/4 of a grain of rice.
Era de mărimea a patra a unui pop de grâu. O pătrime a unui pop de grâu. De orez. Rice.
Again, I want to say that I was not a Christian and there were no Christians there.
Și vreau să vă spun că nici eu nu eram credincios și niciunul dintre cei care lucram nu știu să fi fost credincioși.
They said they wanted this to have a power source and be able to emit a signal.
Mi-au spus că acest microchip care l-am făcut trebuie să aibă o sursă de energie ca să poată să transmită.
And they told us they wanted us to use lithium as a battery source.
Și ne-au spus că pentru bateria care va trebui să alimenteze să folosim litium, elementul acesta litium.
Lithium's used in watch batteries, it's used in heart pacemaker batteries, it's used in a lot of places.
Litium e folosit în bateriile de la ceas, în cei care au pacemaker, nu știu cum zice pe românește, la inimă, ca să regleze bătăile inimii.
I designed into this microchip a little charging circuit that would charge that battery.
Și am făcut ca să aibă și o linie prin care să se încarce aceste baterii.
This sounds like a lot of technical things coming together, but if you'll bear with me 1 minute, you'll see what God has laid out about this microchip.
Se pare că aici să vorbim de niște lucruri tehnice care nu prea văd că au vreo legătură, dar Dumnezeu a lucrat și în privința aceasta în ceea ce s-a făcut și o să vă exprim mai târziu de ce vă spun aceste lucruri.
When we discovered that we needed to be able to charge that battery,
când am descoperit că trebuie să încărcăm această baterie,
I needed a temperature change, a change in temperature to cause current to flow through that little charging circuit that would charge the battery.
Aveam nevoie de o schimbare de temperatură ca să poată să treacă un circuit prin baterie ca să o încarce.
So we began to investigate and find out where in the body does the temperature change the most rapidly.
Și așa că ne-am dus și am făcut cercetări să vedem în care parte a corpului temperatura se schimbă cel mai mult.
We spent over $1 million in taxpayer money.
Am cheltuit $1 milion în proiectul acesta din banii celor care plătesc taxele.
And when the results came back,
și când au venit rezultatele,
there was a lot of information.
Era foarte multă informație în legătură cu proiectul acesta.
We divided it up amongst 3 teams.
Și le-am împărțit informațiile în 3 echipe care să le studieze.
And then came back together with that information.
Și apoi ne-am adunat împreună ca să discutăm informațiile acestea.
It was determined that there were 2 places in the body that were ideal for the microchip.
Astfel am ajuns la concluzia că erau 2 locuri în corpul omenesc care sunt ideale pentru a plasa acest microchip.
One was just below the hairline on the forehead.
Una era chiar lângă păr, pe frunte.
Every mother checks their child's temperature right here.
Toate mamele verifică temperatura copilor aici pe frunte.
So we could have paid the mothers $1 million and saved
puteam să le plătim la mame $1 milion și ne spuneau ele rezultatul. Nu mai trebuia să facem cercetări.
I never saw a mother check their child's temperature on their ankle.
N-am văzut nicio mamă să verifice temperatura copilului la glezne.
Always right here.
Totdeauna aici pe frunte.
The other place was the hand, the right hand preferred, because most people are right-handed.
Alt loc era pe mâna dreaptă, pentru că majoritatea oamenilor sunt cu mâna dreaptă. Dreptaci.
This didn't bother me, and it didn't bother anybody else on the team.
Nu ne-a deranjat lucrul acesta nici pe mine, nici pe ceilalți din echipă.
The hand seemed a good place. Nobody wanted it here.
Mâna se părea că e cel mai bun loc, pentru că nimeni nu prea vrea să o pună pe frunte.
And so the design work, everything was completed, the microchip was done.
Astfel că munca a fost terminată, proiectul a fost încheiat și microchipul a fost proiectat.
You are seeing it now on some of the Discovery Channel presentations. There are people who have received it already. It is real. It's not something that's coming way down the road.
La televizor ați văzut pe canalul Discovery că vorbesc despre lucrul acesta și sunt oameni care deja l-au. Deci nu e ceva care fantezie, e ceva real.
Now God has got a sense of humor.
Dumnezeu are un simț.
Yes, so. Yes, so.
Data had been publicized.
Multe din lucrurile pe care noi le-am făcut, le-am cercetat cu această ocazie, au fost publicate.
And some men came to us.
See what the man saying. Right, let me get part 4. Part 4.
Are un simț al umorului.
And so a second little gray-haired lady began to pray for me.
Astfel că o altă doamnă cu părul pot să vină repede înapoi.
I saw those people coming out of the water and they were grinning. They had grins on their faces.
Am văzut oamenii ieșind din apă cu fața zâmbitoare, cu
He created the microchip. That is Carl Sanders.
Hughes has assembled a world-class team to develop this
enemies of the Third Reich. Well, there's another program coming up to identify all the people everywhere. Mandatory vaccination program. Hillary's talking about it. Adolf Hitler had implanted on the back of the arms of those individuals who were unacceptable, whom he considered to be useless eaters. A number. Some people call it the mark of the beast. The Jews, the gypsies, the gays, they were all earmarked for extermination. Christians, yes. And now, the year is 1993. Would you like to be the first on your block to be injected, to have this needle implanted into your child's hand, or maybe in the forehead? Are you beginning to feel like a number? How about the personal identification number, PIN, or the VIN? There's a new number for your car. When you go down the road, it sends out a signal when the scanner hits it. When you go through the next scanner, what happens? The next scanner? Well, it tells the Department of Motor Vehicles or the police that you've gone too fast, and you get a ticket. What, a ticket? Yes, automatically in the mail. Terry, your expertise is enormous in this area, and you've discovered that they have still a smaller chip to identify the people, just like they identify cattle.
That's right, Anthony. Few people are even aware that in Los Angeles, the city of Los Angeles, the city council voted a little over a year ago to require that all pets leaving the dog pound, the animal shelter, receive one of these implantable identifying chips in the back of the neck. Whether you have a cat or a dog or whatever, if it gets lost in the city of Los Angeles, escapes from its owner, it's picked up by the pound, it'll be taken to the shelter, and before you can take it home, it must have been injected in the back of its neck.
They get a vaccination.
With an
Now we're talking about a vaccination program coming from Hillary Clinton, right?
Right.
And what is the difference between one of these transponders in the back of the hand or in the forehead?